Hello, boys and girls. Howdy. How are you doing? I hope the sound is good. Inform me if it is not, if it's weaker than usual or something. It's supposed to be fine. In case it's not, let me know. Like I said, let me bring back the chat. Say hello to everybody. Mr. Awesome, Alan, hello, Leo, Chobi, Casey. Again, Blackberry, Leo, and Alan. Hello, like the like. Absolutely, I agree with Alan there. Thank you, boys and girls. Please do. Let's get into this because some of us have a Zoom coming up with Tom shortly. Shortly. Hello, Danny. Howdy, howdy, howdy. So we want to get this done real quick so we can get to the tickers and questions and all that usual stuff we usually do. And I'm sorry if I was a bit out for a day or so. It's because I was taking care of computer issues, then a little bit of back issues, and everything all together. But now we're kind of back to normal. Let me just get rid of this beautiful thing in the middle of our end of phase there, and go on. So what did we get? We had a closure of the gap that we have generated between the 24th the 25th, sorry, and the 26th right here. So we got that one done. Here it is. I just marked it earlier, right? Here it got done throughout today. All in all, we were kind of predicting this throughout last week. We were expecting how we're gonna get back to 6,000. And as you can see, we got back to 6,000. Of course, slipped through. It's not abnormal. We got entangled with it and we're testing it. So right now, again, everything according to plan. But the question is, what now, right? So let's get on with it, right? So we know 1 minute is not really interesting for us. We don't have much stuff there. So we're gonna skip over to 5 minutes real quick. See what we get on the 5 minutes. On the 5 minutes, we are burning up. We're basically running hot completely, and we're about to go into what might be considered a cool off. But with this range, and well, with the 5 minute chart and that being the longer duration trends, sure, you know what? I can say that we're not necessarily seeing here a breakdown to this range, right? What we could be looking at a breakdown to just this area first, and then maybe a retest of this and see how it works. Maybe just kind of do this little wedge, maybe this, but we'll see. A lot of maybes. Let's look at what the 30 minutes tells us, right? 30 minutes a little bit more longer, so it gives us a little bit of a better prediction of what's going to happen. In fact, you see this is more bullish, right? At face value, I mean, the K is the dominant, the green line, so we are at face value bullish. We might be even, maybe even, I mean, 30 minutes considering a single candlestick. Yeah, no, absolutely. I can see how we close that based on this 30 minutes moving upwards, even if temporarily so, making it back to that 6,020, closing that tiny little gap we've generated today. And it's not that big, so we can easily close it. Bullish at face value, but kind of really more bearish because we both understand, we all understand really that we are in oversold territory. So this is more relief. Okay, so a little bit of bullish, 1/10 of bullish on 10 bearish. Okay, so maybe just a little bit of a sort of correction on this. That is what this is showing. In general, this is more bearish than bullish, meaning more negative than positive, right? Just those who confuse the animal forces, if you will, animal spirits. And yeah, so this is far more indicative based upon that being oversold. But then again, as we're inching towards the close of the market today, we'll see. This is again very much more bearish than bullish, quite obviously so, right? You can see that convergence right here is more of a relief on the bearish momentum that brought us into oversold. Oversold usually indicative of more bearishness, right? More bearishness, again, more negativity to the price action, more negativity downwards price action. Simple. So we're kind of seeing the signs that what we're doing here is more of a turnaround, although we've seen that we have maybe some potential to bring it back to that 620, but again, arguable. We're seeing, if anything, more or less downwards momentum. As we continue, I mean, 1 hour, again, sort of bearish, but pretends to be bullish. 4 hours is a lot more bearish, objectively, right? Because again, and sort of the same thing. It's a relief, but since we're that close to the 80 range again, breaking actually down into the body of the stochastic RSI, implying or indicating that we're having the loss of momentum. Basically, we ended up in the sky, and with the engines start to malfunction, I guess, and basically we're slowly about to fall out of the sky, if you will. That is 4 hours. 4 hours is more bearish, but in bullish territory, so it's iffy, but let's see how it will proceed, and let's see what our daily indicates. Our daily, this is bullish. At face value, this is bullish. But really, how bullish is it? When you see the momentum that flat, right, and there's a difference between this angle and that angle, let's be honest, and since we are not in overbought territory, we're kind of slowly moving. This is actually healthy. This is a very healthy process. But then again, compared to what we've been seeing in the market, this is rather showing weakness. It is the same way a battery would work, right? A car that is running out of fuel, you'll feel that you're getting little bursts of air and the engine is not consistent, right? Basically. But here, the electric battery will squeeze out the same level of juice in the last, 10%. It will feel as if it's running on 100. Basically, it's squeezing out the same capability, but really it's dying out. It's almost like a dying battery. That's what this looks like. And actually, again, the further out we go, the more it looks like a dying battery and not something that actually has any more momentum to sustain to the upside. And again, this is going very, very objectively bearish, right? You can see our D is more dominant. The D is the red line, right? Basically indicating bearish or negative momentum being dominant. When it is dominant, we're far more, well, we're going down, basically. Whether we're moving within the range that we are, or what it indicates as a whole towards the price action, right? And that also signifies that we're going to be doing whatever that is for longer, because whatever that predicts, even if just a couple of candlesticks outwards, a couple of candlesticks on the weekly, unlike the smaller time frames, that's a couple of weeks. Okay, so you need to understand that basically what it's saying, that potentially now we're going to be spending again the next couple of weeks teetering to the downside, right? Potentially. Now let's look at the monthly. Monthly is that thing that we've been waiting and thank you. I've been waiting for it to stabilize rather in one or another direction and decide, or so we're expecting, as we're running closer, inching towards the end of the month. We have, well, these 2 more hours, the hour and a bit that we're left with, and 2 days. So once this candlestick gets locked, we will be able to judge and determine whether the very next one is more likely to be bearish or bullish based upon the events and how the momentum will structure. Still 2 days to go. That means we can easily break back down towards where the range is right here. If you can see, there's a diagonal yellow range that symbolizes the trend, the channel we've been in on for quite a long time. As you can see, years, actually, right? And last time we've hit it was during, you know what it was, right? So it is here, right? That we're, yeah, boys and girls, we are about potentially to hit this, whatever high that's going to be around the range, the top of the range. And let's see whether the market will decide to correct or rather continue in this almost hyperbolic rally, which makes no sense at this point, but sure. This, of course, the 3 months, the quarterly, ran far further than expected, but then again, don't forget, we have, unlike our monthly, of course, which just has that 2 days and a bit, we have longer to close the quarterly. So we have to wait for a little bit longer to actually see what the quarterly, the 3-month chart actually symbolizes for us. Nothing else has really changed in reality. As you understand, you need to have these candlesticks get locked, and at least the very next ones to start-ish, and show a structure of sorts, so then we can identify what potentially is going to be our future. All right, now that we ran through the time frames and we kind of understand what's going on, so now that we've hit 6,000, it seems like we're going to go for a correction to the downside, right? Everything's going to slowly teeter back down. As that per the expectation originally, nothing really has changed. The question is which one of the waves will be that final wave that will bring us downwards, start actually pulling the market down. I assure you, boys and girls, if I'm correct and that's what's going to happen, nobody will have any doubts about that wave when it will start. And when it will start, we will all be 100% certain that it is what it is. At least that's per my familiarity with the market behavior. Now, yeah, boys and girls, questions, I guess. I mean, we're at that stage of questions. So let's go. Questions, because, or tickers or whatever we want to do, because I think we ran through the regular material, which is, our sort of daily follow-up on the S&P in the grand scheme of the market. And now it's time for tickers and questions, boys and girls. Expanding time. Hello. Your dying battery has been squeezing more juice out for months. In the meantime, lots of stocks are up 30% and SQQQ down more than that. Would need a huge drop to make SQQQ come into the money. I don't do options and I don't care for the time. I will, again, there's time decay on SQQQ, but yeah, if anything, I'm buying more. I'm sorry, expanding. If that is not your style, that is okay, but that's what I do. And yeah, I mean, I've never said it's going to happen tomorrow. In fact, it's very difficult to discern exactly that moment, and it's pretty phenomenal. We can debate this, and I don't mind, I really don't, but those who are more familiar, students of mine, for example, and such, people who really understand technical analysis far better in depth, we don't really try to time, although we have the give or take capability to discern certain ranges of time, sure, but that's not what we do. Is it possible that this market can continue? Well, everything is possible. Again, I'll pull out my crystal ball and I'll tell you. Expending time. I do one very simple thing here. I go through the technical analysis. I break it down as I see it. I'm just a dude on the internet. You should not, this is not financial advice. You should not follow what I say if you don't feel like it is right, so to speak. And it's fine. But I'm seeing what I'm seeing, and it's not, look, guys, I have a gut feeling. Guys, look, this is the momentum. So it's like arguing with a number. It's very difficult to do, and that's not what we do here. We focus on the technical analysis, and if it works out, awesome. If not, again, I'm not responsible for your portfolio. That's the beauty. We're all adults here. It's rational exuberance, of course, it can continue. Absolutely, John. We've seen there is why the phrase of the market can stay irrational longer than we can stay solvent, literally. And ironically, we can actually sort of discuss, I've heard people say it on both ends, those who are familiar with my work and have been around and actually can still watch. In my channel still has the old videos when I predicted the bottom, the recent bottom that we had, right? And then when everybody were tremendously bearish, I was the only bull around, and I was saying, guys, no, we're hitting a bottom, and I ended up being off by cents. I think I was off by mere cents, or maybe $1 or $2 at worst, like if I'm not mistaken. And I ended up finding the bottom 2 to 4 months. Again, if you ask Tom, he knows I predicted it in advance, about 4 months before it even happened. But as we were getting closer, the better I was able to see more sharply and more accurately. Leo, I see you. We're going to check a firm in a second. That's a wonderful one. I love doing that one. Haven't done it in a while, so absolutely love that. We're going to do that in a second. And so I was able to predict the bottom. And ironically, if you're familiar anything with the industry and with technical analysis, oftentimes people say that it's borderline impossible to predict the bottom accurately, while it's far more easier to predict the top. Ironically, of course, you'll have people who say otherwise, right? To each their own almost in this industry, but you still have the vast majority. And the vast majority would say, at least from my knowledge and experience, that the bottom is far more harder to find. But really what it is about, it's not the bottom nor the top. What it really is about, it's about the conditions that prohibit or allow you to find more accurately where that top or bottom will be based upon irrationale of the market, more stable or unstable conditions of the market. So when the market is unstable and irrational, yes, it's going to be more harder to find whatever spot that is. And again, all I do here is I do the analysis of the technicals that I see. I could be wrong. I could be misanalyzing. I could be doing it wrong altogether. A billion things. I could be just a moron. Whatever, you name it. But at the end of the day, I'm predicting a larger correction. I never said it's going to happen tomorrow, in a week, in a month. I said when it will, it will. I had some predictions on how high could we get before that correction could start. So sadly, I cannot tell you. I see you to their book, but usually we put a star or like Leo did at least an at something, so I'll notice the tickers because otherwise it's hard. And by the way, your claim about SQQQ is incorrect. Our bottom was, as post the reverse split, was our previous bottom. Here it is, right? Right? So now equates to 31.81. Yes, it has been correcting to the downside, but it hasn't yet dropped below the previous low. If anything, we're still above the previous low, and here it is. You can argue with it till tomorrow. So no, technically speaking, we're actually above that 8 range. We're closer to that 9 range, if you will, right? So yeah, I mean, for me, that's nothing bad. I just buy more. Again, the signal of the correction that I'm talking about is so problematic, you cannot avoid it. And it's like turning around a tanker. Don't try to predict it as if it's a bike or a bicycle. It's not going to turn around on a dime. The turnaround process is very, 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 very slow. And while we're going through it, sadly, we might hit some newer highs. Does that matter so much so? We're still moving within the same range. And in fact, I actually say that, yeah, we can even hit somewhat higher before everything starts. Not out of the realm of possibility. I'm sorry, expending time. It is what it is. And yes, the market can do higher. How likely is it? Again, we're at the edge and the precipice of a gigantic fall. Do you really want to test how high we can go? Do you really want to be the bag holder at the end of the day? Up to you, buddy. You know, I'm not holding anybody back. John, very correct. John stated very correctly. Let's go affirm, boys and girls. Time to do tickers. I think I have it here. Yes, I have it here. No, I don't have it here. Apparently, it is refusing to work. So let's just go here. All right. So what can we say about Affirm? Actually, I don't like it. I don't have my tools here preset. Why is that? Go away. Close without saving. Thank you. Alrighty. Let's do it here. We got tremendously high. I never predicted we will get that high. I mean, I have, but not now. We are really early. Our previous lows were the 17s and 18s. We have a problem with the firm. But yeah, okay, screw that. Let's look at face value. Face value, you're about to start correcting, like any moment now, pretty much. Keeping the range, everything is as was. Overbought, obviously. I mean, deaf, dumb, blind, dead hamster will be able to see that. Okay? Just saying. Out of bounds, 60. 60? Your bounds are kind of in the 62 range. Your median is 47, 31 on the lower end. About to converge right here on the monthly like any second now and does give way to bearish. You are doing, this is phenomenal. Just looking at this is phenomenal. Completely outperformed my expectation. Now, you guys know I've been writing this back and forth. I've done a lot of stuff on this. Wait, no data? What, no data? No data? No data? That sucks. I thought we'll get some data by now. No data. All right, so that sucks, but I mean, you see it. I see it. Um, mm, 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 mm. How soon? I would argue any moment now. Any moment now. Sure, you still have this on your 4 hourly. Cool. I mean, but any moment now. Any moment now. Are we there yet? Any moment now. Those who know, it's a joke we have in the community in the Discord. Shout out to my Patreon members. Thank you for all the new joining members and the people who got interested in the Academy. Now we're down one spot, by the way. Only 3 spots for my one-on-one technical analysis Academy left. The way to ask about the Technical Analysis Academy is reach out to me directly. We have then a voice call on Discord on which I break it all down, answer your questions and all that beautiful stuff. And then if you're interested, we proceed with making a schedule and that beautiful stuff. If you're not interested in one-on-one and just want to join my Patreon, you have the link in the description and chat. I'm gonna put right now my Patreon. You join the Patreon, $10 a month. Do not join the $20 tier simply because it is I'll throw you out of here there simply. That's what it's going to be. Give me a sec. I'm gonna show you the Patreon. All right, here it is. Do not join this. Do not join this. Join this. Running out very quickly, although this number is... Why is it lagging all the time? I don't get it. It's either going to get locked at some point, right? And either get locked simply because of the number, which I hope, or at some point I'm going to get fed up and whoever got in, and from there on out the price will be higher, right? So for now, it still is cheap. Be one of the founding members. You will retain this role for life. It's only going to be only $10 a month, even though it's going to be more expensive for everybody. Oh, right, Leo, I almost forgot. Thank you for reminding me. There's TradingView having a sale, a Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale. And let me give you, boys and girls, my... why is it lagging? It's pretending that... But here is the thing. Already somebody joined. I know more people joined. It's just, I don't know. They don't like to cooperate with me, but it doesn't matter. I am not... sponsored by TradingView in any way or shape or form. I would love to. That would be cool. I think I'm too small for them for now. But yeah, here is the link that you can use to join. But I think maybe it's because people who would sign up on the Black Friday Cyber Monday don't count because it's like duplicate of sales, and basically they don't do that. And yeah, I'm suspecting that's what's going on there, because everybody who I give them the link, they usually resubscribe or subscribe on Black Friday Cyber Monday, and it's heavily discounted, so there is no more discount they can give you. It's 70% off. I mean, come on, right? So yeah, that's that. Thank you, Leo. Thank you for reminding me that little bit. So firm basically is dying to correct any moment, just to finalize that little bit. What else? What else? Those who need help with a link, here it is. This is the link to the Patreon, right? Here it is. You can see it on screen right now on the top. It's kind of half transparent there, but this is patreon.com/investory, right? Investory. Like invest, ori. Yeah? Yeah. Now, more questions, boys and girls, because we do have to run in about 10 minutes, because I need a couple of minutes break before we start in Tom's Academy. We have the Academy going on. One second. All right, so let me see. Yeah, we have a call soon, I think, coming up. Alrighty. Questions. Plug. Walter. Oh my God, you make Stonky. You just right now, Stonks Tycoon right now is the happiest dude on the planet, right? Sadly, I hate to disappoint you. I know you guys look at this and you're like, ah, that's so cool and this and that. Bitcoin? Really, book monk? Come on. Of all, we don't do crypto here. Look, crypto is a big problem. There's a fundamental principle here that I struggle to. I cannot analyze, I cannot measure something that is immeasurable. And you're like, no, technicals do apply to Bitcoin very nicely. It's in line with the S&P. No. If an asset is coupled one day, decoupled another, this is bullshit. This is inconsistent, and any traditional expert who will look at that asset will say it's unmeasurable. I can pretend to measure it for you if you want to, but honestly, it's bullshit. And I don't want to bullshit. I'm sorry, I'm not that sort of person. I cannot. I ask the members here. Some people here know me very well. I cannot bullshit to save my own life. Okay? I don't want to pretend that what I will say, although it seems as if you can measure it, but it's not. Trust me. Come and hang out with us. I'll be more than happy to explain it. Tungan, hello. Blackberry, sorry. Do you plan to do any free lectures in the Discord? My Discord is 100% private, so I don't do. I mean, everybody who's members there. My Discord is private. Let's get that clear, okay? So I'm not gonna get any public members, any bullshit, any noise, any of that crap, okay? That's actually done on purpose. Now, basically, if you will join my Discord and you don't complete the necessary instructions right here in the FAQ, right? You need to go and connect your accounts, make sure you sign up with the same email. All the instructions are in the FAQ. A member, somebody who just joined, I actually have an issue like that to resolve right now, cannot see these channels. And these channels are just the beginning. I'm still working on many, many, many things. For example, these channels are not accessible for the Patreons. These channels will be and are accessible only to the Academy members, those who go through the one-on-one Academy, those who get lifetime memberships on the Patreon. Patreon members get these channels in which they can get to see all various videos I post, conversations, discussions, hangouts with me on the daily basis in the open forum. Of course, not every day. I'm still a human being. For example, yesterday and today I wasn't really feeling well and computer issues and whatnot, so I was kind of off. The one-on-one areas is where I conduct my one-on-one sessions. By the way, here's the Black Friday sale. You can see the announcement, the link, and everything. This is where I announce, for example, when I go live. And yes, I do a lot of stuff that is exclusive for my Patreon members, but again, you need to be a Patreon and on Discord for that. I do nothing on Patreon. Patreon is simply a platform that gives you the roles, okay? Just all it does is filters out the roles. You get here to Discord and all the action and everything is done on Discord, right? If it's the schedule, I'm going to be uploading soon just a new channel since let's actually change it so it's not going to be annoying, right? Because it is annoying. Let's clean it up. But the message board and so forth, where I announce, actually, you guys know, for example, here's the announcement to my academy. This is how you sign up. That's the prize. That's the information how you sign up. The Q&A. Here I was announcing about the sale. I announced here. You guys know I already deleted, but we had here the meetings that we had on the weekends. We have hangouts and such stuff. That is about the community. All right, let's go back. Plug. We're doing plug. Plug. I'm done with the plug. You see, you reminded me with a plug, so we did a plug. Thank you for that. Walter reminding me to do a self-promoting plug, shameless plug right there. Now we're going to do a whole different plug. Now, what are we doing with plug? Plug looks very stable and boring. Basically, our flow right now is that 188, and we've been testing it to death. No problem, nothing special. We're moving into that very slow wedge, you can see on the daily. Pretty annoying. It will take us a little while longer. I would argue there's nothing for us to see before the beginning of next year, right? So we're looking right here. We still have about a couple of months. We might get to see some action right? Here we are bullish, but it's iffy bullish. It's iffy bullish. What we really are excited about is this monthly that we're seeing. The real question is whether this, again, I mean, this is a spring. Those who understand anything understand what that means and what usually that ends up with. Does that mean this run up in particular is going to be the one we're expecting? I have a feeling, if you will, which we say about feelings, we take them to the bathroom, but don't expect this to happen tomorrow. We still have some time, but we're inching towards that moment, wink, wink, where the time is going to be right. So I don't want to be one of these morons and schmucks who's going to be picking up plug at 4 and 5. I want to be one of these schmucks who picking up at 2, okay? I prefer to do that. I don't mind whether it's 188, whether it's 240, 220, I don't care. Even if it's 3, I'm good. I'm picking up here and there a little bit, nibbling, you know. Why? Because we see, no data. The potential is there, right? And it's going to be very disgusting. We have some data. It's going to be disgusting before it gets better, right? But the potential is there. And those who understand the true sort of intention with the hydrogen sector understand that it's not going to be necessarily a Tesla story. So I'm not expecting to capitalize on this within a month, 2, 3, 4, 5. Even if it's going to take me a year or even 2, I'm okay with that. If you are not ready for a long field trip, this asset is not for you. In fact, none of this is financial advice, so do whatever. But I personally do like Plug. I do think that we do have potential. Sadly, it's not tomorrow. It's not in a week from now. And in fact, I'm not trying to measure the time. I'm going to measure based upon when we're going to break out of that range. And it's going to be in such a structure formation that will be indicative of more bullishness than what we have right now. Just to be clear. Okay? Okay. Cool. Now, Walter, I hope you enjoy that because I'm with you on Plug. If you are with me, I hope. I like Plug, but I'm not waiting for tomorrow, for it to go ballistic. That's not the thing. I'm going to be reassessing, reevaluating, of course, as we go, but more so as we're going to get closer to 6 when we will. And then I'll decide whether I'm going to jump out or maybe, maybe I'm going to still stay somewhat inside. We'll see, of course. That's not going to be a DCA out kind of situation. It's going to be very sort of, I'm going to be jumping out and a couple of parts basically. It's going to be like a 1 to 3 and out, if anything, or 1 out, 2 parts in. We'll see. But I'm definitely following on this. We have Stonks, who's a student of mine and a community member, a true brother from another mother, a bit of a crazy alien from Area 51. And both of us, we understand the potential in Plug, Plug Power, Plug Power. We have plenty of jokes about it. It's a running gag in our community, basically. More so, I'll tell you, Walter. But it's boring right now. It is horribly boring, and it will be for some time, which is good for us. That allows us to pick up more on the lower end without worrying that it's going to run out of our grasp too quickly, right? That's it. That's it. And also, don't forget, we're not really relying just on Plug to do its own thing as much as we see a correlation between oil and the entire energy sector. Usually, what people don't realize that energy in particular has a very weird tendency when it does rally, but really rally, right, to have this sector-wide effect, and you have other assets that are energy related rally in solidarity. And so if we sort of see things correctly, some of these things might align, and if they will, as I said, we will be reassessing later down the line, and if we will, we might even make it all the way to 10. But at 10, if we get closer to 10, I'm obviously already partially out. Even in fact, at 9.5, I'm already partially out, probably, or like 960, but I'm definitely sitting there with my finger on the trigger, getting ready to shoot at anything that is above 950. So yeah, that is that. Bitcoin, like I said, Bookmonk, I'm sorry. If you want to join the community, we can discuss in depth and I can explain my harsh point of view on crypto and all that. And some of the members here are familiar with it and I've expanded on this multiple times. I'm just not going to redo that in a couple of minutes we have here. But I highly recommend you yourself do a lot more research into Bitcoin. And I understand it's very tempting, but that's what it's meant to be. You know, that's ironic that people miss, but it doesn't matter. I'm not going to go into Bitcoin. I'm not a big fan of crypto, nor do I do options. I do technical analysis. I do charting. I do it the old school way. I've seen all sorts of methods. I've been working in the industry for a very long time at this point. I've seen everything from the worst charlatan to the best analyst and worked with all of them shoulder to shoulder. And I can tell you that very few really know how to do what I'm doing. And even that myself, it took me years on end to learn the thing and really put my heart and soul into it. So it's very difficult to, and I can get things wrong as well. So all we do here is we just apply the analysis and hope that we've done the analysis correct. That's all we can do. That's the only thing we do allow ourselves to hope about, is have hope that our analysis is correct. Okay? I mean, you can look to like a week ago, week and a half, when everybody were very bearish, and I was warning how the market will go bullish, right? Because the market started correcting down, everybody were running around tearing their hair out, and I was saying, guys, chill, it's going to correct back up to 6. Was I correct? Yes, I was. Does that mean I'm always correct? No, it doesn't. Okay? Just to be clear on things. Tungan, I'm sorry. We were running out of time, man. We will have just a couple more minutes to blab along. Damn it, you know me all too well. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Let's do this real quick, though. It's going to be a quick one. Don't hate me. We're going to do this next time if you want to. Alrighty? You know, I can't. I can't. The puppy eyes, you know what it is. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, no, guys, I really love you. So don't bombard me with the tickers. I appreciate you coming in to the chat and hang out and all of that. So, I mean, you know, I have tremendous love for all of you. So, of course, you know, I'm going to try and get the stuff done. You know that. I mean, you already saw it, right? This is warring. What is this? This is what is this? We're going to pay for this. This is not going to get past not forgiven. We understand this is going to get, like, come on. Yeah, I mean, come on. We're going to pay for this. How soon? I mean, we don't know, right? We don't do how soon here. Anybody who comments on my channel, oh, this didn't happen yet on this and that. Guys, we all think in very different metrics of time. And if your perception of, you know, long term is half a year and mine is 5, so, and 10 and more so, we're not thinking in the same length. Again, it's not to you, Tungan, or nor the rest of you guys, at least I would hope. Most of you are more familiar with how we do things here. We're not timing the market here. We can come up with a certain give or take assessment. God, this looks horrible. Tungan, what the hell? What the hell? I mean, this is, whoever is in definitely like overstaying their welcome to some extent. I mean, you still have, I mean, this is bullish, right? This is horribly bullish. This is just like crazy. You know what I mean? Yeah, you don't have nothing here, of course. This is just horribly bullish, right? But I'm afraid this is misleading. I have a horrible feeling this is misleading. What's going... Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Sorry. Yeah. Forgot. Had my Steam. Had to check my video, my new GPU. Had to see if it's working well and everything. So, yeah. So, on the shorter range... I mean, what am I doing? 1 minute. I mean, on the shorter range, you're obviously kind of sideways with an inkling to the downside, right? It's just like slowly deteriorating. By the way, I hope the graphics are better and you guys can actually see detail better and it looks better for you, because it's actually supposed to carry over and have some effect on how well you guys see the detail in the videos. That actually is something I hope Tom class starts in 30 minutes. Are you sure? The Tom postpone? Tom has made postpone. All right, so we can stay around and hang out. Oh, actually, it's so good that you've done that. Weekly lessons in 45 minutes. That's magical. That is absolutely magical. Every time I quit early and then I realize, I had more time to go. So there you go, Blackberry. Thank you for letting me know. Guys and girls, we're going to stay a little bit for a little longer. All right. Get all you dust out of your computer. Actually, I have a Thank you for that wish, Walter. I really appreciate that. I have a compressor actually for that task. Yeah, I mean, I don't spend money on these little cans that just run out of air when you go halfway through and you don't really get to clean up even your keyboard properly. And I have a full tower and with lots of nooks and crannies with lots of parts and whatnot. So yeah, I have a dedicated proper compressor for it. Silenced, in fact. A German compressor, I think that is. I don't remember. A really good one. Really good. I'm tremendously happy with it. I use it for paint jobs and stuff because, I'm planning to use it for paint jobs and stuff. That's the sort of the reason I bought it for. But I also use it just to clean the stuff up, and pretty much, yeah, it's a compressor with 2 outlets. So yeah, my computer is dust free. What I really had to take care of more than anything is a new GPU I got, and so I had to install it and on the way clean everything up. But yeah, I appreciate that wish, Walter. Thank you. And yeah, but I keep my everything very, very dust clean, dust free, if you will. I have dust covers for everything, filters for everything. It's I really love my PC. PC must raise. Yeah. Okay. So let's continue. Sorry. So yeah, you're sideways, kind of in that range, which makes sense. You basically, what happened here, I see this. You hit. It's like almost you played the pinball here. So you went into a new range, you rallied, and now you're moving sideways to the other range, not downwards, but almost sideways within the span and sort of shape, with some exceptions, right? But this is generally your structure was more like this, if you can see, right? Because you had some slippage here, slippage. That's normal, but your range, your average was kept inside of this range. Okay? So that is what you've been doing, and as you can see, you're already now coming to the edge, and now you're already breaking out. So it's far more indicative. So basically here you had a lot of momentum to the upside, and now your momentum is slipping to the downside. So if anything, you kind of done this, right? You see what's going on here? That is what it's doing right now. And yeah, we see it all over the place. It's deteriorating. It doesn't mean you're not going to retest this, but if the market starts to correct, I would argue that you're going to break. But yes, you could still see this based upon all that bullish momentum we see on the hourly. And where was it on the daily? You still have enough of this juice to easily squeeze to this point. So it's kind of iffy, but don't be misled by this, I would argue. Right? But this can happen. I can easily see you still rally towards the 8 and maybe even test 9 area. Dare I say it? Let me check. I don't know. 09. I mean, not 9. Don't 09, right? Yeah. I mean, there I say. This is what the technicals are saying again. What is that? That's crypto something as well, right? Isn't it? No, okay. Right. It's the batteries. Right. I remember. Yeah, it's the thermal solutions for the batteries. Right. I remember. Yep. Sorry. My bad. Do not kill me, ladies and gents. All right. So Tungan, I hope you're good. Mike, good to see you. Thank you for showing up. Walter, thumbs up for you right back at you. I hope that that means you're satisfied right there. ACHR finally broke out above 750. Chobi, does that mean you want to look at that? Well, what's going on? What are we doing? Is that a hint? Wink, wink. What do you think of Dan Ives? I love Dan Ives. I remember sitting in the office from my earliest days and looking at Dan Ives showing up on Bloomberg, because we had Bloomberg running in the background all the time. And I used to love his takes. And dare I say it, I was like, I mean, no offense to anybody, but I remember the first time I saw him, I was like, who's that egghead? He has a cool style, you know? And I'm like, egghead in the sense that it's not an offensive, not like, judgmental way, right? But it's like, just kind of the way I noticed him in that moment. And that moment on, and I paid attention to what he was saying. And I remember his style was a little bit more tame back then. There's always like he would be one of those guys who would like really put in the effort. So you'll see his crazy colorful socks or tie or something, or pocket handkerchief, and like he's that sort of guy, or that pink shirts underneath and whatnot, which is very stylish. But his sense of style always got kind of stood out, right? And just the way he carries himself, this level of confidence that you learn to recognize in the industry very quickly. And so wink, wink. Okay, we're gonna look at this. So, and I paid attention, and I have tremendous. And the more I learn to listen to him and learn who he is, and listen to his takes, and I've developed tremendous respect for him. And when Tom and I started working together, and well, we became friends, and I got to know his circle of friends, and when I learned that Tom is friends with Dan Ives, I was ecstatic. For me to be so close, if you will, even if like secondhand to Dan, is phenomenal. I cannot describe the mountains of respect that I have for this man, and it's not just because he's a personality. Not at all. His takes are exactly the sort of approach I like. He's very calculated. Dare I say it, I'm sure he does pay attention to various technicals. And again, there's a big misunderstanding amongst the average sort of market participant, if you will, the retail trader, or whatever you want to call yourself. And again, not to offend anybody, God forbid. About technicals and what technicals are and how they are and what part they take. And I'm more than certain and familiar with the fact that Dan Ives is looking at certain technicals, and he has people who he doesn't necessarily go in depth himself. I don't know. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. But I'm certain he's surrounded by people who he knows, like Tom, knows my expertise and can rely on and listen to and get some idea, at least if not himself. So again, all in all, to sum it all up and bring it to tie this knot, if you will, I respect Dan Ives, and I understand that he has more of a bullish stance, but I also understand that Dan and I come out from very different places when it comes to what we find as our guidance to the analysis, and I'm certain that Dan is also aware of certain things I am, maybe in a different form of it. Again, Dan is one of those people who I learned to respect, and he's not like a TV show something, whatever, movie star, whatever. No, he is a proper analyst, a very knowledgeable person when it comes to economy and finance, and so thus I respect him tremendously. That's all. And yes, I like his, style, if you will, on top of everything. I like to consider myself quite a stylish person as well. Maybe not as out there in a way as Dan Ives, but I tremendously like his style. And I mean, I can totally see myself hanging out for a beer or whatever with a person like Dan for just a conversation. And if I could have the privilege to do that, I would probably look for opportunities to hang out with a person like Dan. But he's, like myself, probably very busy. So, yeah. But long-term wishes and dreams, maybe someday I will actually get to hang out with Dan. I would, and I'm not like that. I'm not a person who's gonna abuse my connections with Tom to try and get an interview with Dan. I know Tom himself barely gets time with him simply because how busy Dan is, and Dan really really loves Tom, and I'm not that sort of person, so I'm not trying to abuse these connections. But yes, I would love to have an interview with Dan Ives. But I think that for now I should be satisfied and happy by having Tom interview Dan and me facilitate and participate at least part of the process and be part of the team. And since Tom is such a close friend of mine, and I have again numerous mountains of respect for Tom and his knowledge and the person he is and everything he's done for me, boys and girls, don't forget this channel wouldn't have not existed without Tom. Tom basically shoved me into the YouTube scene sphere. He bought me the mic, he bought me the arm, he gave me a Stream Deck, and like the dude basically pushed me into the limelight. And I mean, I'm grateful. I'm tremendously forever grateful for him for doing that. Yeah. So just to put things in perspective on how I see Tom, Dan. I mean, yeah. What else? What else? What else do we want to talk about here, boys and girls? Yeah. It's the. Wait, is there an artificial construct that's not tied to anything that contains value? John, yeah, well, not just that, John. BTC is so much. Again, it's a conversation I love. I would have this conversation so much in depth, and you can ask again some of the community members here. We had this discussion, so yeah. What Zoom call? You said 45 minutes. Somebody said here 45 minutes. I was told 45 minutes. We have time. Ellen, we have time. What are you doing? We have time. You're just carrying me. Stop. Stop it. All right. Where were we? Were at ACHR. Although I think we just checked them the other day, right? But sure. I mean, let's check. Let's check what we were saying, what it's doing, what we were saying. I don't remember what I was saying. What was I saying? You guys will know better. I have a feeling I might have been looking at that correction area. Yeah, I was probably claiming it's gonna correct, right? No, Ellen, no forgiveness. Off with your head. Or a finger. We're going full on Yakuza here. I want the finger as a show of respect. How did that ever show anybody respect, you cutting off your finger? Now you're just a fingerless, henchman. It's like, what the hell? What kind of logic is that? Anyway, so you're picking back up. You're picking back up. I see. Yeah, you're doing a little bit of a pig up. Piggy. What's going on? What is that? You're going bullish, actually. Interesting. But it's temporary. Don't get too caught up. Like I said, what we say? We say 988, right? That's the one we spoke about. Don't get too caught up. Be attentive. Be very attentive to the momentum. If it runs out underneath your feet, it will run underneath your feet. It will run out very quickly, and the market will break. So do not overstay your welcome. Be very attentive. You still have some room to run, but be careful with that. All right, that was a quick one. Yeah, I mean, come on, we've done it just recently, so wink, wink. At least everybody got what they wanted. Chobi, you good? You good? Chobi, let me know if you're good. Boys and girls, when you ask for a ticker, you need to be in the chat and replying to me, because otherwise I'll not know. I'm talking to myself. Where? That's why I won't touch it. Yeah. Yeah, no. Look, it's such a complicated discussion. I mean, looking back and thinking, I mean, I remember sitting in the office still in my earlier days and discussing crypto with all sorts of people, and some people loved it, and I was, pushing back on it and saying, no, it's a bad idea. People made tons of money on it, right? Even I made some money on crypto. I mean, I'm not going to lie and say, even I made some money on it. But from what I've come to understood and find out from my research, I do not like it, and I would say, especially at these heights, steer clear. It is a ticking time bomb. It's basically Tulip Mania all over again. Actually, worse. It's even worse. But anyway, Tulip Mania didn't really have control over. Anyway, yeah, it's like I was dumb because of a whole different reason. But yeah. Thanks you, Gregory. My pleasure, Tungan. Death Grip. You are an awesome member. Thank you for showing up to all the Zooms, live, sorry, and all everything, and being a member and all that. I appreciate that a ton. You guys do not understand how much I appreciate. Don't forget to smash the like. It's very important for me. It's free, right? The like is free at the end of the day. Don't forget. And it doesn't cost you anything, or even the dislike, whatever, makes you happy, right? If you don't like what I'm doing here, go ahead. Aquafrost, how are you doing? Good to see you. Thank you very much. Yeah, Aqua, thank you for posting the Patreon. I appreciate that. Yeah, boys and girls, the Patreon is the only way to join the Discord community and hang out with us. Aqua, thank you for being such an awesome moderator. Nanny, it's good to see you. I was actually worried. I was so worried. To the known one. All right, all right. That is good. I was actually worried about you. I was really worried about you there for a little bit, right there. What else? What else? What else? What else do we want to do and cover and talk about? Yeah, Chobi, I saw your thumbs up. Of course, all good. Cheers, Greg. Yeah. Done deal. Thank you. Mama, don't you sorry me. You're all good. You are the mama of the community. Don't worry about it. You're all good. Sorry, just got behind with work. Still working from home. Mama, I absolutely understand. Again, we have a couple of other moderators here to help out, like Mike. So don't you worry, right? Don't worry. CVX. You want to do CVX? Oh, let's do CVX. Stealth Nanny was watching. Yeah. Yeah. Stealth Nanny. Aquafrost. Nothing Aquafrost. Alright, or do I get it wrong? Wait, you were on the other account, and Aquafrost is a whole different person. I'm being stupid. I'm being stupid. Could be. I'm sorry. If I am, I'm apologizing. Right. Alright, let's go. Let's go. Why, Mama, you're missing the yellow like? I love it. It's The Simpsons. It's the one from The Simpsons. You got all the skin tones, but the yellow one, you're forgetting the Simpsons. I love it. Yep. Yep. It's the Simpsons one. That's how it's like. I mean, who else is yellow? I mean, people are like, oh, Asian people. Asian people are not really yellow. They're just a different type of white, right? So this is Simpsons, obviously. I mean, that was the whole intention, boys and girls. Nobody figured it out all along. Always had eyes in the back of her head. That's true. That's true, Ellen. Right there. That is a sharp call out. Ugh. You want to correct here, but then again, your larger cycle thing is going like, no. I want to go up. And so Chevron, unsurprisingly so, is lickety bottom, and it is lookety like it's going to screw everybody up, and it's actually testing the median here, obviously. And I have a suspicious feeling if we're gonna look deep inside, we're gonna find a resistance right here that makes it move into this wedge. But I think I know what we're doing here. But it's not going to be straightforward. It's going to be rather ugly before it gets good, right? So I want to real quick, if you don't mind. yes, I have a feeling that we're seeing here a drop for a rally, okay, which is kind of a mm, unpleasant for pleasant, right? It's like what we say that we know that we spoke about this in the lessons, right? Was looking for support. Let's see. You're looking. I mean, I think you're this negative wedge here is inevitable for you, right? I think. Come on, this inevitable negative wedge, I think, will be part of that inevitability for you, as far as I can tell, right? Again, I'm doing this freaking thing again. That actually doesn't look all that bad. Like kind of this thing, if anything, right? And then retesting, which will lead up to wedge over. So it's again, this is if we look at it on a slower, more granular process, right? Yeah, I would say the 140s, simply because we know 148 is not really. I mean, 150, since it slips down, yeah, it's like 150 to 140, but I would argue that closer to 140, if anything, simply because that could be the range that if you do slip from here, you might do like, we know how this bullshit works, right? This is not going to surprise us at all. So very, very accurately, yes, 140 easily. Just kind of 140, 1, 2, 3, So yeah, absolutely. Remember, we're working roughly with the range of 3 levels here. So yeah, that's kind of what you're looking at. Pretty simple, actually. Look, if shit is really gonna hit bad, right? You might see the 137, but I mean, we will discuss this by then 7 times, and we will see this coming from a kilometer away. So for now, we're still sticking with this as the lower low area, the 140-ish kinda. Yeah, the 140s. Yep. Absolutely. That is Yuma. That is Chevron. Maybe some TA is working in brain finally. You even talking like me. Yes, Master Nanny Yoda. It is. That's yes. It will start coming together. The things will start coming together. It is my brain will. Yeah, yeah, no, no, absolutely. That's how it works. It comes together very slowly. It's like a puzzle basically, and every time you go and you add another piece, another sort of process to the equation, right? It becomes clearer, more evident to why these things behave the way they do. And again, we have certain structures that we obey by, as you've noticed so far, movements and rationale of momentum that is combined into a singular sort of, and sentiment, but the whole thing works together, sort of, right. So yeah, that is that. We know what comes first, what comes second, and we gradually go through everything, and usually that's how we come up with what is our understanding of the overall thing. This is why when we're looking at this, we're not running around like crazy people, tearing our hair out, because we understand that this is just what this range appears to be based upon that wedge that it had to do, because it's a freaking flag, right? It's just really evident, and I mean, yeah. And actually, it's a bullish flag, and we know why, and we know how the correlation works, and it just takes time. Everything is slower. When you zoom out, people tend to forget that these things are slow to happen. And the fact that you know something almost makes you anxious to, like, come on, happen already. You know? But yeah. That's cool. Boys and girls, now I really am going to take off, I think. Let me just check. Again, final reminder, this is my cool Discord, right? The invite link is actually very simple. Here it is. It's the www.discord.gg/investory. But you will see only rules and FAQ unless you're a Patreon member or a Academy member. And the only way, if you do, you don't need to forget to connect this stuff. So you will get the doorman, if you will, the Patreon bot, to let you in. This is all automatic, not manual, so make sure you use the same email address for both. You have instructions. And I'm actually thinking of canceling the YouTube membership. So if you think of becoming a YouTube member, please don't become a don't become a YouTube member, become a Patreon member. It makes a lot more sense. It's really hard to communicate with the Patreon members, although everything at the end of the day is on the Discord. I know the Discord right now is not tremendously saturated and everything, and I'm just getting started, right? Remember, we just a new Discord, plus I'm working on a lot of material for my Academy members, and still juggling, managing 4 different Discords. By the way, those who don't know, I manage, of course, mine. I manage Tom's. I manage this beautiful one by Rebecca Barsef. She talks about Israel topics and all sorts of stuff. Here it is. Feel free to join Rebecca. It's a free Discord. And another Discord by Old Smoky. It's a Discord that it's a channel that mostly talks about MREs, meals ready to eat, but we have a bit of a kind of area here where we hang out, post pictures, blah blah blah. The regular stuff, right? It's our drunk chat is done in the main chat, which is weird there, but yeah, this is again another Discord I manage. You can find all sorts of awesome stuff here, but the main thing about this channel is about Old Smoky, his gang and hangout members, and all sorts of stuff, as you can see, and it's mainly about meals ready to eat. Shout out to you, Smoky, you goddamn legend. This is Smoky, Old Smoky, great dude, absolutely love him, and this is his Discord. Yeah, as you can see, I'm management here as well. Yeah. That's it, boys and girls. Join mine so you can hang out with us. And right here, this is how we and where we hang out, right? On a daily basis. This is where I do kind of auditorium stuff, or more of a lectures thing. If I do that, one-on-one is where I hang out with my students one-on-one, and I teach people. By the way, final reminder, I have only 3 spots left now. But like, only 3? Yes, I mean 3 is very few because they run out very quickly. You'd be surprised. For the one-on-one TA Academy, in which I teach you technical analysis one-on-one, DM me, direct message me, and those who are members of the Academy don't have to be Patreon members. I do know I have some of my Academy members also being Patrons. A huge thank you. It goes a long way and really helps. Really does, believe it or not, because I have a lot of money to spend on all that nonsense altogether, believe it or not. And yeah, it's all a singular task, and it's nice to even have maybe $1 for a beer here and there from the whole adventure, if you will. I doubt I'll ever see real money from the thing, but for now it's a cool community with great people, and I highly recommend joining. This is the way to do it. Now, time to run, boys and girls. Love you all. See you on the next one. And join the community. Come and hang out with us. We do that on a daily basis. On the weekends, last week we didn't do a hangout proper. This weekend, rather, the final week, the one we just had. Not a proper one. I was not really feeling well and everything that was going on. And I'm so sorry. But I do kind of hang out on a daily basis. So it's not a big deal. But yes, we will have a more maybe longer hangout on the weekend again here. I'm thinking of Sunday afternoon, kind of. Those who want to know, Sunday afternoon, that's the plan. Of course, I will inform you on the schedule right here. I will inform blah blah blah. I will write you blah 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 schedule blah 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 schedule. Sorry. Right now, done. All the pluggies and schmuggies. What's the market doing? Not much. It's just kind of doing what we said it will do. Being boring. Okay, cool. Boys and girls, love you much. See you on the next one. See you, those who are members, on the Zoom call with Tom. Right, Thanksgiving. Right, Thanksgiving. Stupid me. It's Thanksgiving. We're all going to be doing Thanksgiving. By the way, first of all, happy Thanksgiving. And to those who I will not get to see tomorrow. But we're gonna be doing an early one then, I believe. We're gonna have to do an early one, an early call. Wait. We have Thanksgiving. Tomorrow is that tomorrow? I really need to check. My brain is completely out. My broken back. Sorry. Playing Oh, really? Right? Wait. What? Really? Leo, are you for real? I'm so jealous. Leo, I'm very jealous. Stop it. It's not fair. It is not fair, sir. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. I am so jelly. So jelly. I love it. I love it. Here you get, ice is like in special places that you need to go, and it's so expensive to book these places so rarely that you get to enjoy them, and yeah, and the horrible time, and ugh, don't ask. So yeah, everything is mainly substituted with rollerblades. Your roast spam tomorrow, all doing the Thanksgiving thing. Yeah, yeah, got it. Market close. Yeah, yeah, I'm stupid. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I forgot to check. I forgot to check. Sorry, boys and girls. And half a day on Friday. Right, all right, all right. So we don't do tomorrow, but we do Friday early, right? We do Friday early. Sorry. Now we got that right. And we're going to do the Sunday hangout. It's going to be Sunday, not Saturday. Okay? Yeah, market half day Friday. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sorry, I was not caught up. The back and the computer, everything really got me caught up. I am so sorry. So we do now. Everybody, run away. We need to go to the live with Tom. Go away. Everybody, go away. Don't forget to like. Bye bye.